Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to TRS Live with your hosts Brian Keller, Matt Trotz, and Zach Huffman, presented by The Real Shot.
I'ma do this here forever.
EQ.
Forever.
Triune.
Forever.
Yeah.
Forever. I'ma do this here forever.
Let's go.
All you haters better get comfy. This the day you've been waiting on. Y'all road is finna get bumpy. This the track I'm making my statement on. I ain't going nowhere. This the place that I'm making home. I'll do this shit forever. Hit the gas and I'm taking off. Ow. I was born with passion. My job is never ending and my hustle's everlasting. No matter what, I'm gon' ball, even with my back to the wall. And the best part is that this is the beginning. I'ma do this here forever. Forever.
All right.
Ba-ba-ba-bum. We're here. We're live. It's Monday.
We're living.
We are alive and we're live. So
We are living the dream.
good morning to everybody that's tuning in already. We got a cool show today. Sitting on my left is Carl Luedke.
Yep.
Carl is not only an employee of The Real Shot, but you're part of Wapaka Longbeards, and
Yes.
you're kind of heading up the Great Lakes Open Turkey Call Judging Contest that we're lucky
Turkey call making.
making. There it is.
Making.
Not calling.
Not calling.
Not calling. Hello and everybody. Good morning and all that good stuff. So let's treat it like a typical Monday, though. So we are in here and we're just recapping what everybody did this weekend. I know Carl and I were talking before we went live here. Moved a lot of frickin' snow.
Yeah, we did that all right.
I was on
Never-ending story lately.
two different roofs this weekend, shoveling all the snow off. You got to take advantage of the sun while we get it.
Yes.
And now the weather is 0 degrees out again, and I heard there's more flurries coming in.
Yep.
So
Is it Wednesday, I think?
yeah, I don't know, dude. It's every day now.
Yeah, really.
Every day. So Zach's got an interesting story. Zach, tell us what you did this weekend.
Literally nothing. I did nothing.
You got nothing,
all.
but you almost didn't make it here this morning.
I almost didn't make it here this
Zach's
morning.
feeling a little under the weather.
Under the weather is an understatement.
Under the weather. So
But we're here,
you
and
think
that makes it worth it.
You think you got the flu, or you think you?
I think my wife is trying to plot my murder. I got food poisoning, but oddly enough, she didn't from the same meal. So I don't know.
You can't say you had a flu too many. You think it's food poisoning?
I
huh?
definitely think it's food poisoning.
Yikes!
Not a good time.
Yeah.
Really not a good time.
So we're lucky enough that Zach came in today to get the show rolling, and
Oh,
we're
heck
going
yeah.
to try to cruise it along pretty well so you can get back home and rest up. So you're good to go for the rest of the week.
Right.
We leave in what is it? A week from
Friday.
Friday.
A week from
Yeah,
Friday
Go
or
to
something like that.
Bassmaster Classic.
Oh, really? I was
Yep.
supposed to be in Hawaii turkey hunting right now.
Oh, why the heck are you still here, dude?
It did that. This trip got canceled. It got moved to next year just because a few things over there with the volcanoes and everything else. So.
Them pesky volcanoes, I swear, every time.
What turkey is in Hawaii?
The Rio Grande.
Is it really?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Have you completed the Grand Slam yet?
Just missing the Osceola.
Really? That's the
Yeah.
one in Florida.
Florida, yep.
That's a hard one to do, right?
I actually had a phone call on it on the way here.
Really?
Yeah, a buddy of mine's going down. Might hook something up. So, but
Because that's open now, I think. Florida turkey season is
March 15th.
oh, so we
the
got
only-
it.
The only one that should be open is Hawaii. That opens March 1st. Florida should
Right. Don't quote you.
Don't quote me on it, but I thought it was March 15th. It
I
opened.
thought I saw on social media that there are some guys hunting down there already. So
It could be.
it does open March
It
sometime.
does. It does open March.
That would be a fun trip because then you got the option to go shoot pigs too.
Oh right. Yep.
Have you hunted pigs yet?
Yes. Number
Where?
Of times.
What states?
South Carolina, North Carolina, Upper Michigan. I was penned hunt, but
Oh, you went to that big one in Michigan or whatever? Where
Yeah,
they
we
got
did. We
the
did.
big Russians.
yeah, we did a television show up there. I did one with Black Powder. We did one with Bow.
Really?
I did one with a knife.
Nah.
Yeah.
You stabbed one?
Yeah. It's more fun.
That's-
we are going to do it in Hawaii when we go next year too.
That's-
Actually, the guy that's been over there, the person we hunt with is former state president for the NWTF over there for Hawaii, but the gentleman I'm going over with has been over 16 years, and everybody's afraid to hunt pigs. So we go over there. We're gonna go
hunt pigs.
We're gonna go hunt pigs too.
That's
I've done plenty of it.
Well, since we're on that topic, let's introduce Carl a little bit more here. So why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about your experience. I know you're a guide, you're a gun builder, you're accomplished all kinds of outdoorsmen. So
okay,
brag a little bit for us.
Brag a little bit. I hate doing that.
I know. I put you on the spot now.
Yeah. Let's see. So basically, I've been with the National Wild Turkey Federation for 27 years. I've been on the state board for 9. I just stepped off in the last couple of weeks, and it's just so I can put up a shop and do some more knowledge.
What does that mean? And running on the state board for that NWTF, what does that mean?
Wisconsin State Board. So we deal with all the Superfund money, work with the DNR. We help with all the rules and regulations and laws on turkey hunting. All the money. I shouldn't say all the money, but I mean about probably 60% of the money raised comes through us to be distributed throughout the state, so that we know what projects are going for turkey habitat and further development of turkeys.
Right.
So, yeah, that's basically what the state board takes care of.
Nice.
So it's a big responsibility.
I would say
it's quite a bit of money. You got to go down to Madison and sit in the Capitol and deal with all that.
Talk politics.
Yeah, talk politics. So there's that. Gun knowledge. Yes, that's what I'm here for. At the Real Shot is for the firearms. Once we get that up and running. Background in there. My father was a gunsmith. So I grew up with that and gun collecting. I've been reloading since I was 9 years old.
Wow.
I've been guiding since I was 20. In various.
How many states have you guided in?
Ooh, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So it's
6.
more than like 4.
6 or 7 different states I've guided in.
For everything, pretty much? Elk, mule deer?
Elk, mule deer. Elk, mule deer is the biggest one. Done some antelope, done some turkey. I'm hoping to change it up a little bit this year. I'm going to move locations so that I can also get the guide for cougar hunting.
Oh, nice. So you don't own your own guiding company.
Nope.
You work with other guides and different.
I work with different outfitters. Yes.
Yep. Okay.
I
nice.
work underneath their license. But I still have to keep up everything. Your CPR training, your first aid, all that. Still got all that training you got to keep up with as well. But
so when does that process normally start for you then? Like depending on, I guess it depends on what you're guiding or what the outfitter specializes in.
It does. A lot of times you help the outfitter book hunters and stuff like that. So you actually have people to take out.
Right.
So actually it's a whole year thing. There's constantly people talking. And I talked to one gentleman on Saturday late morning, about the new place and stuff like that. So yeah, you're booking hunters yourself and getting people to take out. And,
right.
Once you get to know somebody, it's easier to know where you want to take them, the terrain that you're got to, because once we get out west, terrain has adverse effects on everybody.
I would imagine. I imagine. Do you do any kind of conditioning for that kind of stuff?
I still do my elliptical 3 days a week, every week.
You gotta do, yeah.
It's for me, it's cardio.
Yep.
I should do a little bit more. As summer gets around, then I'll start lifting weights in between the cardio and stuff like that. But yes, I do. I never give up on the elliptical, never.
No, yeah, well, it's just all around good for you, but especially for, like you said, for out there in the mountains. How long does it take you to get used to the thinner air when you're out there?
It depends on the elevation. The ranch I have been working on for the last 10 years, we're at between 6 and 8. It takes a good 3 days.
Really?
Yeah. Otherwise, I sit with the rest of them, huffing and puffing.
Huffing and puffing. Even though you're in really good shape, it's amazing how that weather that thin air just takes a toll on you.
It really does.
Right.
It makes, for me, I'm claustrophobic, so it's the worst feeling in the world.
Oh, okay.
That's probably one of the only fears I have is claustrophobia. But yeah, you get out there and just get that less air.
It's like trying to go outside right now and take a breath and 10-degree,
Right.
minus with the wind chill and everything like that. You get short of breath really fast. So, well, cool. I mean, so talk about you just mentioned how that you're building this huge shed because you build firearms.
Yep.
Now, is it just to the AR platform, or can you build pretty much everything?
I haven't dabbled in everything. I've done plenty ARs. Also, black powder.
Okay.
I like black powder is truly my forte. I love black powder to death.
And you're not just talking; you're talking like true black powder, right? Where
Yes.
with patches and balls.
Patches, round ball. Yep. I mean, right now I'm working on a 1740 time period flintlock, which has the barrels. It's actually got two barrels, interchangeable, because I want to finish my Grand Slam turkey on my Florida bird. I want to do with a 62 caliber smoothbore flintlock.
Oh.
But this thing has 48-inch long barrels. Just the barrels are 48
Just
inches.
barrel.
Yeah. So it's 62 and 5/8 overall length, full wood stock.
Now, do you buy the barrels or do you actually make the barrels?
I actually do buy the barrels.
Okay.
It's,
Then everything else you make, or is it like a kit or something like that?
oh no, this ain't a kit. No.
Right. I'm saying, but like all the triggers and everything, you forge that kind of stuff.
I know how to. I
Right.
mean, with my full-time job, that's truly what I know how to do. But no, I actually bought it's a Jim Chambers side lock and stuff. So
Nice.
but you got to fit everything and flash holes and
Right.
carve all the wood and sand it all down.
What does that process take? I mean, if you in your time, when you have time, how many hours do you think you'll have in it? Let's just say this turkey gun you're talking about.
40 to 60 hours in that gun.
Wow.
Real easy.
That makes it worth it when you get a chance to shoot
Oh, it's
that
fun.
bird.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, here-
Anything you can build yourself,
Oh yeah, I take pride in it, and
Mhm.
that's cool. That I mean, just like the turkey call thing that we're going to hit on here in a couple minutes is it's functional.
It is.
You're not building it just to peg it on the wall someplace.
Right.
You're
This
building that
is-
stuff to be totally functional. And
Correct.
Now, I gotta ask, when you go shoot that turkey, you're gonna wear camouflage, or you're gonna try to go old powder days where they, weird question.
No, it's not.
You're gonna try to go back to the heritage that gun's era from, or are you gonna?
In Florida, it depends whether I drive down or fly down. I
Right.
guess it will depend. If I drive down, yeah, I'll probably do it traditional.
That'd be awesome.
Because we years ago we did a few television shows. We did a buffalo hunt, traditional clothing. I know Ohio state DNR asked us to do one traditional, but we never got it put together for a television show as well. But
Oh, nice.
I have done it traditional. I really have.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
It really gets you in touch with what it was. And
Oh yeah, same thing with the calls that we're going to talk about here shortly. Here, custom-made wing bones or even wing bones I made myself to go do it. Yeah, it just makes it that much more fun.
I think that would be a cool class on or something here to how to make a wing bone call. I've always seen them. I've never physically made one myself. Is there a lot of process into that?
it's it's boiling out your wing.
Yep.
To get everything off. Cutting them down to the right size and basically gluing them together. Make sure they're cleaned out and have the hole through. But
Right.
there's not a lot, but it
Yeah.
a little more to it than just that brief summary.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But
So we do have a question for you right away. We got Larry Eaton. He wants to know: do you use bow and arrow or shotgun for turkey mostly?
I've used them all. I guess I probably hunted with black powder more than anything.
I was gonna say,
It's-
sounds like the
it's-
black. Have you ever shot one with a crossbow yet?
No.
Is that on your radar at all?
Being here, no, yeah.
Yeah.
And I know I had to take somebody out hunting that wants to use a crossbow this year too. So.
Right. Use that little short
So-
raven. That thing would be
Mhm.
badass in a blind shooting
So-
turkeys.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, let's get into the turkey again. If anybody's got any questions for Carl, let us know. Chime in here. Zach, you can help me stay on top of that, all that cool stuff. But so what we got going on here at the Real Shot? It starts Friday
Yes.
and it's Saturday.
Friday and Saturday.
It's called the Great Lakes Open.
Yep.
Why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about that?
Okay, the Great Lakes Open is a turkey call making contest. And what that comes down to is call makers from around the country. So we're not I'm not trying to downplay Primos, HS, any of those. They all make great calls. They really do. But there's plenty of custom guys that really like to tune their calls and hand make them themselves.
Right.
They're made out of different woods, still slates, glass, ceramics, wing bones, turned trumpets.
What does that mean, turned trumpet?
Turned trumpet it's a suction call like a wing bone, but it's turned out of a piece of wood or an antler, about the size of a wing bone call, probably 8 to 9 inches long, and it's turned on a wood lathe.
Oh, okay.
And it has a hole all the way through for suction. Kind of looks like a little trumpet.
Right.
So
So on a wing bone call or this turned trumpet, can you do like purrs and everything on it? Is it a fully functional all the way through clucks, purrs,
yes.
yelps?
I know like Scotty Wilhelm and stuff like that. I don't know if he's up in Eau Claire. He's 4 times national champion. Something like that.
Call building or call lane?
Call lane.
Okay.
I've seen him gobble with a call like that. I ain't quite figured that one out. I mean, I can do the rest of them, but yeah,
Right.
Some of these guys really, especially when they get into the calling end of things,
Right.
have really mastered
All of them.
every call out there for doing stuff. So yeah, but
Jeez, that's nuts.
it's fun. There's snuff boxes, which is latex reed basically over a small either wood turned. The snuff box. I know not a lot of us around here from the south, but you get down there, they have little canisters of snuff where they'd cut half the lid open and put a piece of latex over it.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's called a snuff box?
It's called snuff. Yeah.
So these will be here like most of the. How many? So you said there's how many different calls will be at the Real Shot?
We're looking at closer right now with pre-registration. It should be exactly 200. Right around that 200 mark, we should have here of custom calls.
Holy
we
man!
We have it. Our decorative division is different than most. Our rules state that nothing can break off of this call. We want call makers to make a call that's still, even if it's decorative, is still safe to take out in the woods.
Yep.
Don't get me wrong. There's plenty of calls because I just got done judging the national event in Nashville, Tennessee, 2 weeks ago. There's plenty of calls that are, they look like trophies. They're beautiful forms of art. They're carved turkeys that can be this,
Right.
almost 24 by 24 inches.
That's not. It's a functional call, but
it's functional, but you're not taking it on the
taking
woods.
it on a run and gun hunt.
Right.
Anywhere. So.
And the builders get lots of money for them, and they're beautiful. They truly are beautiful.
Yep.
But that's not what we wanted in this competition. This competition is set up truly for the call maker themselves.
Okay.
We want them. That's why we want to bring the public in. That's why we're doing this right now. That we want the public to come here on Saturday and come play these calls. We want them to come down and see that there's other things out there.
Right.
You can have a custom-made call. You can have it made in if you have a favorite wood. For the last 6 years, that's all I hunt with is custom calls. My vest is 100% made up of calls, that I've either made or people I know that have won competitions that I wanted. I like Coca-Cola, so I'll find some Coca-Cola wood, and I want you to make me a call, your specialty call, out of this wood.
So most of that is just pure on the appearance of it. That's why you like that wood. It's not. Or does it have a sound?
No, it's more appearance.
Yep.
Even my recurve's done that way. Coca-Cola and Bolivian rosewood. I like the color. I like the.
Where's that wood normally from?
I ain't for sure. I know it's a very hard wood.
Google. You know that wood.
It can be a very, very, very dark wood as well. So it's just something I like.
Huh. So you had mentioned we got so a little bit more on the Great Lakes Open. Their calls that come in here. There's how many different judges?
There'll be at least 5 judges per category.
And how many different categories can you think about? Or do you know them all off the top of your head?
No, I don't. I think we've got.
I
thought it was 8.
So there's a hunting division and a decorative division.
Yes.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
But in both divisions, they still have to be fully functional calls.
100%.
They got to be something. And I was kind of reading up on the rules and everything like they want. They want people like, so you said 9 to 5 here at the Real Shot on Saturday. This is open to the public. And
On Saturday, yes.
On Saturday,
yeah.
yep. So we're going to start.
We'll have people here to, if you don't know how to use a call, to help teach you how to use a call. But yes, we do want people to come in and try these calls and play them, and also vote on what they think is best.
Right, because part of it, what I was reading is, one of the areas that there will be a slight judging on is the ease of use for
Ease of use.
Blah blah.
How easy is it for anybody
to use?
Correct.
It. Right. That's the big thing. So like I'm just reading here. There's 5 classes. There's open box call, open striker operated call, open air operated call, the open. So that's any call or striker that does not fall into other classes, and then there's the open youth. And my computer's froze right now, so I can't scroll up or down. So you guys literally, so those 5 classes for the most part, there'll be 5 judges per class?
Per class.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And like the pot calls when you get into the striker and stuff like that, there's a subdivision. So you have slates.
Yep.
You have glass, and then you have other material, which can be ceramic, copper, or some of the big ones in that.
Huh.
And then like I said, in air operated. Now there you can have wing bone calls, you can have trumpet calls, you can have the snuff tube calls.
Right.
Them are all air operated. So
what about diaphragm calls? Is that part of this as well?
We actually do have a diaphragm division. Yes, we do.
Well, I mean, how can you make a diaphragm different?
Oh, trust me, you can make them different.
That's why I asked. I'm like, you think about it. You know, when you buy a mouth call from, let's just say, a big operator, they all virtually look the same. Some don't sound the same, but they all virtually look the same.
Right, and these here are going to look the same as well.
But it's just
it's how the reeds cut. It's how the reeds are stacked. It's how tight the latex is stretched in each one that makes a difference. And it was actually one of the call makers that came up with this idea. They did it over in Minnesota. They tried it first, and Eric is he's a national champion as far as call making. He doesn't even do reeds.
Okay.
I mean, this guy is wood burning just phenomenal. But they wanted to run a competition as well for the mouthpieces, and he came up with this scenario. So what that comes down to, I forget. I think it's 15 of each. There's 3. They got to enter three different reeds, and I think they got to send in 15 of each.
Okay.
So what it is then whoever judges that category, that judge is going to keep one set from each one that he judges.
Okay.
So that's why there's going to be 5 sets.
Not like you're going to share.
Right. You're not going to share a mouth call with the next guy.
We're all friends.
And then it leaves like 5 to be auctioned off. At the end for a buyer. So
right.
Yes, it actually does work, and it's been going pretty good.
So some of the most unique calls that you've ever seen, what is maybe design, maybe material it's built out of?
Unique probably comes to box calls.
Okay.
That's probably where you get the most elaborate. I've seen them with the entire flock of turkeys carved on top of them in different scenarios. I've seen them alligators, whitetail, turkeys, owls. They really, really get elaborate. Even some wing bones I've seen pretty elaborate. I've seen some people wrap them in snakeskin, and some people use use a deer horn for the bell on the bottom instead of the joint up by the wing. So yeah, these guys think about it and play with it and tune them and have fun with it. It's their little folk art type, thing that they like, but they're very functional.
I mean, so like we talked about how long it takes you to build, that muzzle that you're working on. How long do you think some of these guys have in the time of some of these calls?
Oh, some of the top ones that go down to national. I mean, I know a few of the makers. You know how many hours they have. I couldn't tell you. I know they'll spend 6-8 months on carving some of these.
Jeez.
Carving.
That just really, this kind of goes to show how unique and how cool some.
Oh yeah,
these are going to be phenomenal looking.
Mm-hmm. You know, and then even others. You know, like even in our division, you'll see some of them that have. I mean, I couldn't even guess, but I bet you some of them have 50 different laminates of wood in. You know, so to put all that stuff, to cut it all together, then glue it all together, and you know, then cut out and work on a turkey call after it. Yeah, they've got some time invested in it.
Holy man!
But it's very, very cool. It's very unique.
Right.
You know?
So this is the how many years is the Great Lakes?
This will be the third one.
This is the third one, and you were saying that you guys are like how big? I mean, as far as this competition,
we're gaining strides every year. We keep building, but yeah, we're hopefully within another year or two, we'll be the second largest out there. You know,
nice,
and it's just fun. You know, and it's set up for the call makers,
right?
It's really not set up for anything. And to get the public knowledge that there's there's plenty of people out there doing custom stuff. So if you really want that feel of pride and joy of it all being your own,
right?
This is definitely something you want to come down and look at.
So now we're gonna help pick the winners of these categories. What is there like prize money in this? Is it just a ribbon? Is it a medal?
This one here is it's ribbon and medallion. Wish that I had one to bring along. But that's it. Everybody in this competition knows, like a lot of them are. We'll go national. It's a 50-50 split.
Okay.
People will they pay an entry fee to enter the call. It's judged. Then national headquarters auctions them all off, and they split the money 50-50. That one does have prize money. We do no prize money whatsoever. Ours is strictly just the ribbons and the medallions.
Yep. Bragging rights per se.
Bragging rights, and a lot of these people like their bragging rights because all them ribbons they hang in their booths when they come to, different hunting shows and
right.
And set up.
Yep.
The more ribbons they have, the easier it is for them to sell calls. So we have no entry fee. We send out no money. Everybody knows that 100% of all the proceeds from this, Pack Along the Beards does not keep any of it. It all goes to the outreach program.
Right, and you said Pack Along Beards is the what, not the host, but they're the main coordinator of this one.
Yep, our chapter is the main coordinator.
Yep.
So like I said, NWTF has, National Wild Turkey Federation has what they call outreach, and that is Women in the Outdoors program and the Jakes program. And what they're trying to do there is teach kids to hunt and enjoy the outdoors. Same thing with the women.
Yep.
Wisconsin has one of the leading women in the outdoors programs in the country.
That's awesome.
I mean, they're in the National Hall of Fame. Down at headquarters, I think they've received 18 outstanding awards for their 3-day event. So yes, half the money goes to them, and half the money goes to a Jake's event that we help teach.
So then, when after it's all said and done and the dust is settled on Saturday night, these calls go to where to be sold?
All on eBay.
Okay, so you cannot purchase a call
here.
Nope. They have to go, and it's auction, right? Because we want to gain as much money as we possibly can.
It is
so it can help get divided between this outreach program.
Yep, everything's listed under the Great Lakes Open. Just like we do here at the Real Shot for taking pictures of all the products that we have. I will take pictures of each and every turkey call to put on the website.
Nice.
It'll be displayed so that then it'll Kevin will also bring up, who made it, where it placed, all that'll be information will be on eBay when people can go up and bid for it.
So if there's any call makers like that are out there that are interested for upcoming events, where should you send them from to get information on this kind of stuff?
Kevin has Great Lakes Open on one of the call blogs, also on Facebook.
Okay,
he's got it set up. We've also have the Wisconsin State NWTF webpage that you can go to as well.
Yep.
I forget what category it's under, but it is under there.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, like I said, Great Lakes Open is one of them.
Do you get quite a few from like locally here in Wisconsin, or most of them?
I don't know how many Wisconsin people we got. We have one, and you'll actually meet Dylan on Friday. He's going to come down here. You'll see us. Dylan has been very good to us. His mod called us and wanted to enter him in the competition. The first year he came and entered the calling competition.
Okay.
Because we used to run them jointly, and then the next year he decided he wanted to build a turkey call, so we entered it, and then his mod called and said, "Well, he really likes this call. Can he use it for the competition?" Yeah, we'll let that, So,
Right.
So we let Dylan use his own call, and then his call got auctioned off as well. So he actually made a call, used the call in competition, won with it, and then it got auctioned off, and so he's actually going to school here in Appleton for conservation. So he's going to come over and judge with us on Friday, and he is. I think last year he won six different events.
Wow, that's countrywide.
Yeah.
He goes all over the
So
turkey calling and.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, talk about. I was gonna try to. How do I ask? Like, you've actually judged turkey calling competitions as well.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
What's that like? I mean, it's got to be loud. Does it get annoying after a while?
No, because you're sitting to your back to the caller. There's a screen behind you. All the judges are sitting in a long table, and the calling's being done behind you with a curtain and stuff like that, and you're listening to how well they can produce each one of the sounds that they're given. There's a list whether they're doing a kiki, a yelp, a tree yelp, fly down cackle.
Yep. Do they basically have to go through a scenario from like sun up to like here's the fly down, here's the
there is scenarios for that, yes.
owl hoot?
Yep. That's a separate category, but yes, I mean all of those play. Then you also do that. There's a friction open. There's a mouth calling event. So there's different stages of it as well. So, yes, it's. I've been a judge for 8 years. Something like that. So
on the turkey calling aspect of it all.
Turkey calling, and 9 years at a national level for call making.
Have you ever participated yourself?
No.
Why?
Just not into that type of competition.
No.
Just it's an art form. It really is. It's fun. These guys are great, but I don't need to stand on stage in front of a bunch of people.
I watched some of them. If you ever seen any of the videos, actually some of them will go like this with their hand.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think it's a rhythm thing to these guys. It's they're all a great bunch of guys.
Yeah,
they're a hoot. I mean, I know a lot of them. We've partied at night together.
It's the amount of time it takes to master.
Yep, and that's all these guys do is turkey call.
Right. So we got a couple people joining in on here. I know this is there's a lot of turkey information. I know I'm getting excited. Wapaco Longbeards, I help with their Learn to Hunt program over there. I love that. They do such a great job. That one is actually coming up. What did Charlie send me? I think that one's April 6th and 7th, I believe, over there.
I believe so, yeah.
Hopefully the snow is gone. I know last year was extremely cold during that hunt and everything like that. So I've been off and on a part of that for probably the last 5-6 years. And I know Mark does some mentoring hunts, so I'm getting stoked for it. But we got here, Dan wants to say, turkey with a bow and no blind, love the adrenaline rush.
Oh, yeah.
Have you accomplished that yet?
Oh, yeah. I have done that, yes.
I've tried a couple of times, and it's tough, man.
You have to understand the bird.
You got to understand the bird, make sure there's nothing in the way, or, get his head blocked by his fan or something like that. So, and then E.C. Davis said he shot a turkey with the Rage Extreme last year at 32 yards, and the Rage performed great. So that brings up a question for me. I've tried it a couple times. You ever done the decap broadheads?
I have not. The guillotine ones and stuff. I have not. They would actually fly well out of my recurve.
But it's heavy stuff, and you know, close shots.
Yep.
I've tried it a couple times. It's tough. Those you got to get those birds in tight.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I've been finding lately, maybe since we're on the turkey subject, obviously, I've been finding lately like some birds are definitely blind shy. Have you noticed that at all?
Oh yeah, you're gonna get that same thing with I say decoys never hurt. I'm a firm believer in that until you get to maybe like the 6th week.
Right.
Then it can be a iffy thing.
Yeah.
I like I said, never seen them hurt. That things run away, but things do shy away from.
Well, they come in just like a whitetail when it knows you're in the area. Like they're coming in, their heads. I've seen birds be at full strut across the field. Once they get into that area, they're just like something just ain't right. Mm-hmm. How many decoys can they see? How many terrible calling? And I'm not a great caller by any means.
See, and I don't see the terrible calling. I don't. I mean, if you spend enough time out and you actually listen to some of the turkeys that are out there.
Do you think tone, though, how loud it is, that could have something to do with it?
That could have something to do with it. But as far as terrible calling,
right?
Yeah.
I've heard some hens that are terrible callers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's like, man, who's sitting over in that corner? And all of a sudden, turkey pops out,
Yeah, I can't wait. I mean, if there's anything that I love probably most, I'm a big deer bow hunter, but I love turkey hunting, dude. I'll buy a tag for as many seasons as I can.
Oh, yeah. So do I.
I've gone to Missouri once. I haven't gone much more than that for turkey hunting, but I wanna go get a what's that? Not a Miriam.
Miriam's white one.
Where did you go get those ones at?
The last time Mark and I went, we went to Wyoming. We went to just outside of Sundance. First ones I got were South Dakota, right around Rapid City. When I left Wisconsin and moved out west in Montana, that's all I had in my backyard was Miriam. So
really,
yeah, I've shot lots of Miriams.
They look dumb on video. Are they as dumb as they appear to be on video?
They're not as dumb as much as they are more flock oriented than our eastern variety. They're huge. They're huge flocks. I mean, huge flocks.
Really?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's you're just quiet over there today. How you feeling? I know. Yeah. I know we're just rambling on about turkey stuff. I just got turkey fever, dude. It's March. There's 5 foot of snow out in areas.
Yeah, and you just didn't get back from national like I did. We had 60,000 people just doing nothing but thinking about turkey.
Turkey calling, yeah. And a lot of those southern states, like we just talked about earlier, they're getting started over here. I can't wait. We still got a full another month for the most part before we can even start thinking about turkey hunting. It always starts with like the learn to hunts in certain areas, and if you're, that's something. If you're looking to get into, you can contact the Wapaka Longbeards. I know Charlie does one for the learn to hunt. Mark's one in the Outagamie County. It's more county specific for that.
Yeah, it is.
Right?
New London does one. I've helped out in the turkeys and the deer. We've done down this last fall. We did Leopold Center down there. But I mean, really, I think you can go to the DNR website, and I think they have them.
It should be on there.
I think they have some of them listed.
And the cool thing that I like about it is it's for anybody that hasn't ever deer or turkey hunted before.
They've changed it. Yep. So it's anybody. So
I think for like the Wapaka one, they have to be at least 10 years old, and then it can go. There's no age restriction further. Like the first time I did it. I took a lady out. And now her and I have remained best friends, throughout this whole entire time. And I hunted her hard, dude. Like we had a couple opportunities. We ended up belly crawling through some swamp grass and stuff like that. I just love turkey hunting so much. And the thing about turkey hunting is I refer to it like golf. I'm not a good golfer at all. But literally, you can have the best time of your life, and it can be over with in 30 seconds or 30 minutes, hypothetically.
Yeah,
don't get your brain out of there, Zach. We're not going there today. Yeah, that's true. I knew. As soon as I always get myself in these positions, Carl, and Zach never lets me. Not for long. Yeah. Well, I mean, the best hunts are sometimes the ones that take the longest, but then there's also times where you're done and the restaurants aren't even open yet to get back to town.
Yep, I've had plenty of times where Used to have a gentleman right here from the valley that would come out, and he'd always bring different people. And one morning literally we didn't get past two rows of spruce trees in my own yard, and then came the first one, and like, that was quick. Like, let's go in a truck. I got a little Christmas tree plantation down here I want to check out. So we hop in a truck and drive a quarter mile, park the truck, literally walk across the road, load the gun, to where we could, and take 10 steps. Like, here comes the other one. Like, man, the restaurant ain't even open.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't go have breakfast yet.
Yeah. You can have those mornings where you can go back to bed and still get some good 8 hours of sleep. Because I don't know about you, but on those days where I know I'm going turkey hunting the next morning, I don't sleep. I'm so jacked up, dude. I can't wait. And then there's the times, too, where it takes you – I've literally hunted like 40, 50 hours to try to kill one bird.
To get one bird, yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I've sat more all-day sits for turkeys than I ever did for whitetails.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that doesn't make sense in my own brain, but why I still do it.
Yeah, we all do it.
Because you just never know when they're going to pop up. Like a
Right.
deer, you can somewhat pattern. Turkeys, you can kind of pattern to a point, but you just never know when that bird. I've shot some at, now that luckily in this state, it's been that way for a while, but it used to be you can only hunt till like 1 o'clock.
Right. It was noon at first.
It was noon at first, then it bumped into 1 o'clock. But I've shot some birds now that it's past that, at that 1, 2 o'clock. And
Oh, yeah, I've shot a lot of them.
you get those, it's just like a buck in a rut. After a while, that tom separates from those hens. Those hens, as the season progresses, the hens go sit the nest, and that tom's just like a rut crazed buck.
yeah.
He's looking for the next hen.
Yep.
There's one hunt over by Manoa, where I remember I glassed from the road. I saw one bird fanned out in the shade, so I put a move on him. For some reason, he sat there. He was content where he was. Well, he all of a sudden got pushed off by 2 other toms. I hit the call like literally 3 times, and they were on a beeline.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the days where it's the best.
Oh, yeah. It's funny. It's the ones that come in on a string, they're just, especially if you take somebody out.
Right.
It's a lot of fun.
Never fails, man. Every time I take somebody out, we have the best turkey hunt ever. And then when I go, it's like
I had one. Oh, I taught for the state. They were doing all the radio ads with the DNRs, so we had to do college things. So I actually seen where I live up by Ola. I taught at UW Stevens Point. We taught an entire semester and learned to hunt for food.
okay.
So we actually took these from hunter safety, out in the field gun training to hunting to back and how to cook them.
Yep.
So I took out 2 young ladies one morning. Just like you said, they come out of the trees just like on a string. Bam! They run right in front of the blind. First girl gets hers. Second girl pulls. I call the group back in. Second girl misses, and they went off to the side. And I call them back in again. She misses again. Well, now they're gone. Now they've taken off.
Yeah.
So the first girl's got to go back to school for something. So we take her bird and tag it all up, and we're gonna meet later anyway. So she takes off, and we go back out. I'm like, let's move to a different location. So we moved to a different location, set up again because I knew which way the birds went. So I'm calling them back in again. She misses again.
Third time.
Yep. So all right, so we move a different position. I think we packed up and
You're not shooting at the same birds all
No.
3 times.
we actually packed up and drove around the block, see what was going on. Came back, set up at the end of this driveway, and call in another one. She misses again.
4 times.
Ends up being not till the 6th time she finally gets her bird.
Holy man.
And it was like, I don't know, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and she got it.
How far away are these turkeys?
They weren't far. It was just she really got excited.
Yep.
Just
Pulled the head off the.
yeah, pulled the head off the gun.
Yep,
It was classic. It was fun. She was having a ball, and like you said, where your lady remained friends. I mean, this girl's been. She got into it. I mean, she asked me to take her dad out.
Yep.
Now she goes up to Alaska. Works on the fishing boats up there, and she's got into blacktail hunting on the islands and stuff like that. I mean, yeah,
She took to it.
She took to it. It pushed her right over the edge.
It would probably motivate her missing a bird 5 times.
It was fun. I know the lady I took down at the Leopold Center too. This last fall, she has taken to it huge.
Right.
Just, I mean, over the edge.
Yep.
I mean, helps to want to teach people this, that, and the other thing, and it's fun. It's cool to see it.
Yep.
It's great rewarding.
Well, that's like Charlie Wanty. He actually started out as a kid during the youth or the mentor hunt, and now he's runs the chapter over there in Wapaka. He does a phenomenal job for him. The Real Shot usually is a part of that one in some fashion. So, but you had mentioned with the last person you said was turkey hunting, the fall aspect of it all. Now, most people are maybe like me, they buy a tag and they have it with us. So if we're bull hunting out there, like EC said, you can get a shot at one. But do you physically hunt turkeys in the fall?
Oh yeah.
What's that process like?
Fall process is a lot of fun because what you do there is you find a flock.
Yep.
And you bust a flock.
So you will do that. You'll go bust a flock up and call them back.
Yep. And right where you bust them, just maybe travel another. Usually 100 yards, 50 yards. Just sit down and call them back in again.
And what are you doing the same thing? Just like
no, you're doing a lot of kiki run there.
Okay, because the kiki run simulates what?
It's just come together.
Okay.
More or less. So.
Now, I thought the kiki run was more like the youth birds make that call.
They do. They're trying
to locate mom and for the most part, and that must work really well. Then
it does. Mm-hmm. That's why down south you see all the dog hunters.
Yep.
The person doesn't go in and bust a flock. They'll send a pointer out or something like that to go run and bust a flock, so it looks like a natural predator, and then the dogs just come back to the owner once the flock's been, and they sit next to the owner or underneath his legs or something like that, and waits
for the flock to come back in. Now, since we can't do that in Wisconsin, I mean, do you notice when those birds come back in? Obviously, they're a little bit more alerted, but you'll physically call them right back to that location.
Yes, you will.
Now I have to give that a try. Zach is going to partake in his first ever turkey hunt this year.
Yeah, I think so. I think for as long as I can remember back, this is going to be my first time hunting myself.
So when Charlie contacted me, I didn't have a hunter at first, and then I remembered that this dude hasn't ever partook. So I can't wait to get Zach out. I think we're going to try to talk Brian into letting us go to this Taj Mahal out there. It'll be a little bit of hike from that Tigerton area to get back to Wapaka, but that place has never been turkey hunted, so I think we should be all right.
Up at Tigerton?
Yeah, up at Tigerton.
I know the Tigerton area. Well, that's just north of my house. So.
Right. I know he says there's a lot of birds up there, but
yeah, there is.
Yep.
I got some pretty good spots, but I like to save my spots for me sometimes too.
I see where I rate.
Yeah. No, if you take that Hoyt out that you got, that might be a totally different story.
That's kind of the plan. I mean, I wouldn't mind putting something down with my shotgun, but
no, yeah. I think now it's hard. Like we used to be just straight up bow hunting onto this shop, but now with the abilities to use crossbows, shotguns. You ever shot one with a handgun yet? Can you even use
because
those?
they're not legal. So
you can't shoot it with a bird shot out of those things? I don't know enough about guns.
Bird, it's pretty rough. Let's just put it that way.
Now, do they make barrels that you can shoot shot out of for handguns?
They
like
do,
a revolver style?
They're not interchangeable.
Oh,
and the problem when you're using shot, it's more for snake defense or something like that. Once you put the spin in it. It's spinning your shot, and it opens it opens your pattern too big.
Way too big. I know, like, another one of my buddies is talking big now. The 410 push is coming through.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mossberg got the one out. I know the guys down south because I did my tour of the Southern Foundries before I went to national convention. But yeah, they're having a rough time keeping that one on the shelves.
Oh, yeah. It was perfect for the youth as well.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect for youth. Plus, they're saying that you can get some good shots out to like 30, 40 yards with these
Even further,
things.
50.
Really?
Yep.
Man. I know, like, I love using the 12 gauge for that, but every year I'm like, man, that 20 gauge I got, that youth one, that's such a nice gun. Plus, 40, 50-yard shot on the turkeys, that's a far poke.
Yeah.
It's definitely, you can do it with all the tight patterns and the chokes that are out there
With
nowadays.
yeah.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, I like to get them close. The one we shot last year with my daughter, I think that thing was like 5 yards. It beat up the decoy. We had a group of hens come in with 3 toms. It was in that learn to hunt, so there was really flocked up. But the tom she shot, we literally were yelling at it to trying to get it off the decoy. And it just wouldn't move. So finally, like, I had to like clap my hands to get that bird to flush off the decoy so she didn't shoot my decoy in the process.
Yep.
But again, that was one I can't remember if I had the video camera with me or not. I think I did, and I might have accidentally deleted it just because I messed that up. But so anyways, we got the Great Lakes Open going on here Friday and Saturday.
Yep.
Friday, it's going to be the judging portion, so it's not going to be open to the event or the public
not right
as
away,
much.
but I think by 5 o'clock.
By 5 o'clock, we should kind of have that wrapped up.
After work, if some people want to come down and play with the calls.
Yep. I know Bob was saying the contest sounds like a lot of fun. So if Bob, if you're a local guy, make sure to stop down. And then Saturday, it's open. We're open from 9 to 5.
Yep.
It's open that whole entire time.
Open the whole entire time.
And now part of if the public wants to, they can judge on these calls too, right? Does that go for something?
They judge for one event. Yes, it's best overall.
Yep.
They can put their vote in for what they feel is the best call out of close to the 200 that we'll have there. So yeah, that's why we want people to come down. We want them to play. There'll be, some of the call makers send in their business cards and stuff like that. So if you see something you want, you can always contact them.
So not too many of the call makers will be in building though, right?
No.
Most of these calls get sent in. You were saying some of those, that's like a process as well because their calls are so delicately made that they'll send them in very last minute.
Yep, because they don't want them. And not so delicately made. It's just they don't want them out in the weather and sitting out in the cold for long periods of time.
Could affect the appearance, the sound, all that kind of good stuff.
Not so much the appearance as it does affect the sound.
The sound of it all.
And these guys are, some of them are actually truly making a living off of selling calls. So they're they're real particular about what their piece sounds like.
Right.
Which is a good thing.
It should be. Take pride in it, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I had a question for you. I was kind of reading through the rules and everything like that. When they said, what does it mean to have your call conditioned?
Conditioned, so that's you're familiar with a pot call.
Yep.
Okay, so let's just take a slate or a glass. Conditioned. What they want is one section of that call playable, so it's roughed up. Because you're using sandpaper or whatever grit to make the friction so it's not a smooth edge.
Okay.
You got to have that rough. Whatever you want, that's whether it's half the call, half the slate. Some people would glass have pictures, feathers, carvings underneath.
Oh.
You still want to be able to see that, so you condition one section in that call so it can still be played.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep. No, okay. I was wondering.
Same thing with a box call or a scratch box. Scratch box is another one you'll like too. Them can be delicate. They're quite fun. But
okay.
I'll introduce you to that. But so on a scratch box or a box call, the chalking, that's conditioning.
Okay.
That make sense?
Yeah. That's. I kind of thought that's what that meant. But some of these calls that were getting conditioned, they had to be in a lot earlier, I think, or they had to specify the areas like you were saying.
Yep.
Now that makes sense where they want them conditioned or where they don't want them conditioned,
Yep.
just so you can see the stuff underneath.
Yep.
Carl did ask me. I'm kind of excited. I get to judge, I think, this stuff on Friday.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'm looking forward to that kind of stuff. So, again, that's Friday here at the Real Shot. The judging portion will be taking place from after 10 o'clock to however long it takes us to get it all done or you guys to get it all done. And you'll have, plenty of judges here. So, if people want to come check that out on Friday, they can. And then after 5 o'clock, it'll be open to the public. And then 9 to 5 are regular hours here on Saturday. Then it'll be open to the public where we want bring the kids, bring the everybody.
Yeah, we got people that teach them how to use the calls. they can go play them all if they want. They really can.
Well, and the cool thing is like they'll be able to help judge these calls to get the best of show.
Yep.
and then they'll get to see if anybody's interested in the calls. Then you can kind of explain to go to the eBay.
eBay.
Then it can bid on them and try to get all that money, and that goes to the outreach program.
Of the NWTF National.
And then it gets divided to help in the youth and the women's portion.
Yep, the women portion. Yep. That's
So sweet. So yeah, that's this week. Then we got Wednesday. We're talking with Caleb, and he's with Fishing of the Heart. Hopefully Zach feels better by then, so we can be ready to go. But we had Carl in here today talking for the Great Lakes Open, and he's with the Wapaka Longbeard. So I think on that notion, we're going to kind of wrap it up. Again, I don't think I missed any questions or any comments on there. Thanks to everybody that tuned in again. And remember, we'll be back here right away on Wednesday morning. And then Friday morning, we're not quite sure what we're going to do yet, but we'll figure it out by then. Zach's turn to pick a show.
We'll get some.
Maybe I'll come play some turkey calls.
Yeah, that'll be a fun one, too. Right. So, again, thanks to everybody that tuned in. Carl, thanks for being here again. And if anybody has any questions, don't forget to hit us up. Zach, are you able to do your little spiel on our social media and stuff?
I think so. I can definitely do that.
Friday, if Dylan gets here soon enough, Dylan's the national call champion. We could bring him in here and say, maybe just for a couple minutes or something. Just bring him in, okay. Do a Kiki run.
Do a
Yelp.
Yep.
Do a fly down cackle.
Yeah, the basics of how to.
Just that might be something we could look at if he gets in here in time.
Well, there you go. Let's contact Dylan and have him get in here a little bit early, so we can have Dylan in here too. So I think that's a great idea.
It's just something to think about if it's open.
No, I think I'm in turkey mode right now. I think a lot of the other guys are in fishing mode. Ice fishing is still going on, obviously, but there's tons of snow out there. One of our employees almost got stuck on the water just yesterday. So, I'm going to finish. I'm going to let Zach do the social media run, but I'm going to finish with my be safe the rest of the week, stay warm and everything like that until we talk to Wednesday. But, Zach, take it over and tell them where they can find all the good information.
Right, yeah. Again, thanks everybody for watching. Remember to like, comment, and share on this video. It helps us tremendously whenever you guys do that. If you want, head over to Instagram. Obviously, you're here on Facebook. The Real Shot, Instagram's TRS Outdoors. YouTube, The Real Shot. Hit us up there. And remember, we are running the Shimano Stratic giveaway, which can be found at trsoutdoors.com/giveaways.
You look rough, dude.
I know.
I'm sorry.
It's
not an insult.
I'm over here like dying.
Yeah, I know.
Well, see, my friend warned me. He's like, hey, man, just make sure that you keep up, because if you're sick for like another 3 days, you got to go in. He's like, my friend almost died from eating oysters. And here I go. I'm like, Saturday I had a Chinese buffet and ate a ton of sushi and like seafood that I shouldn't have eaten from a Chinese buffet. So we're going to just ride this one out and see where it goes.
We were looking for a way to lose some weight, so.
Yep, if this is how it's got to be, I mean.
Yikes. So, cool. Thanks to everybody that joined in, and send Zach some get well prayers.
Yeah, something.
He's ready to go on Wednesday morning, so.
Oh, yeah.
All right, cool. Thanks again, Carl. Thanks everybody tuned
problem.
in. Be safe, and we'll talk to everybody on Wednesday morning.